All right. This scripture keeps getting brought up. Um, and I think it's legit, these days. But for a lot of my life, this was laughable. For a lot of my life, and it's in First Corinthians, um, chapter 3, verse 9. It says, "For we are laborers together with God. Ye are God's husbandry, ye are God's building." And a lot of my life, I didn't think God did anything. I'm serious. I don't care if he gets mad. I didn't think he did anything. No joke. I didn't think he labored at all with the grunt workers on the ground, like me, you know, the workhorses on the ground. I've had like a million jobs in my life. You telling me God can labor as much as me? I was like laughing. Show me God's paycheck. What paycheck did he earn? He didn't labor at all. Yeah, see what I mean? Like everybody else is laboring. Everybody else is, but not God. That's why this is humorous, you know, or it was. And a lot of God's followers, like some of them, they're like, I forgot what it was. Um, yeah, they said something while I was working. I'm like, someone has to work. I gotta work harder than God. Work harder than God. God. God, He ain't gonna do anything. God ain't gonna do anything. I have to do the work. You know what I mean? It always comes down to me in the end, anyways. Everyone's like, you have to do the work. You have to. Okay, God doesn't do anything. Apparently, He doesn't do anything. Nobody gives God any credit. You have to do all the work, my friend. You have to pull up your bootstraps and do all the work. Okay, God does nothing. It's just me. But apparently, that's not true. Apparently, that's what I've learned, especially in the last decade. God works. He's a workhorse. You know what I mean? He is. It wasn't as obvious. That's what I'll say. From my earliest memories to about age 29, it was not obvious that God did anything. I didn't think God did anything. It was laughable, you know what I mean? Even the narcissists worked harder than God. That's what I thought. Even psychopaths, they were laboring harder than God, in my opinion. In a cult, they were working way harder. That was my opinion, So that's why it was laughable. But I'll tell you one thing: I wouldn't have tried so hard and got this far if God didn't show any effort to begin with. If God showed no effort, this is a true statement. If God didn't show any effort that He was better than me in labor, effort. If He didn't show it, they could get His hands in the mud, in the darkness of the darkest places, and push through. Like, I'm the better man by far. I wasn't even much of a man. I still outdid God. That's what I thought. But He showed me he can do effort. He showed me. There was a time he impressed me. He showed effort. I saw it. He showed more effort than I could do. God did more effort. And I could obviously see the effort. I was like, God's trying? What? What? God's actually trying? What? For real? What? God's actually trying? for most of my life to age 29, I would never have said that. It was not obvious that God was trying at all. For me, especially. It didn't seem like he was trying at all. Oh, man. It's going to end soon, but yeah. But these days, it's showing that he labors, so it's not laughable these days. But back in the day, it was laughable.